I was discovered. But not in the reality TV show Real Housewives or the Love Island sense. I had to become findable first. I'm sure we've all had a moment in our lives where we suddenly had a great idea pop into our heads. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of or competed in something called DECA. Okay, we have a lot actually. Well, in 9th grade, my great idea was to join my school's DECA club. And at that time, my plate was already pretty full with other activities. Now, you might be wondering, what is a teenager's plate even full with? Well, at the time, it was filled with club meetings, preparing for academic competitions, studying for exams, and finding the time to actually hang out with my friends. Additionally, I was always on the lookout for opportunities in which I can learn and explore all that the world has to offer. And DECA was one of those opportunities that really got the ball rolling for me. At one of the regional competitions, I participated in an event called Apparel and Accessory Marketing. And at this event, you are given a prompt reflecting an issue that a made-up business has encountered, and you are given time to prepare a solution, which you would then present to a judge. And although I didn't win any big, flashy awards, I did gain one thing: a valuable connection. It just so happened that my judge was a lovely lady who, at that time, was actively on a talent search for her nonprofit organization. And shortly after presenting what I had prepared, she had offered me an internship position at that organization. Since then, I have done many things, such as helping organize charity galas, teen entrepreneurship events, robotics sessions for kids, and so much more. This opportunity didn't just appear one day. It appeared because I had already started moving, taking initiative through things like DECA, networking events, putting myself in challenging environments, and saying yes to the roles that stretched me. That is how I was eventually scouted by the person who's now my mentor. I'm sure we all hesitate when taking part in a new activity or taking part in a new experience. However, we need to learn to take action. And while I'm young, the principle behind that experience is not a teen thing. It's an everyone thing. Whether you're 16 or 60, the question is the same. Are you making it possible for those opportunities to find you? And once I realized there are so many opportunities that we simply don't take advantage of, I did what any resourceful teen would do, and I conducted research to better understand if what had happened to me, the being found, was purely luck. And here's what that research looked like to me. I was sending emails, drafting surveys, conducting phone calls, accepting the fact that not everyone will respond to me. And as someone with very limited work experience, I was able to eventually build credibility and make connections with those who I plan to work with in the future. Now, I want to go ahead and call out the elephant in the room. Not all of us teenagers use social media in the mind-numbing way that most adults think we do. Not all of us sit there playing video games all day, taking photos, posting everything to social media. Instead, I use platforms like Instagram and LinkedIn to connect with others, learn about other businesses, and further my knowledge in the career path that I want to go into. Now, teenagers without the necessary skill set or amount of experience often get overlooked. We are seen as unprofessional, less responsible, or simply just unequipped with the right skill set. Although we may lack experience, it doesn't dismiss our willpower to work and our enthusiasm to take on different projects. Additionally, what I've seen is that women have similar narratives as well. We're told that we can't take things seriously or that we cannot handle real jobs. None of us are incapable. We are just unproven or haven't been given a chance to show our strengths. And the only way to do that is through action, by taking initiative, taking on challenges, and doing the work, even when no one is watching. Here's where I landed in my research process a couple months later. I had interviewed over 15 successful entrepreneurs, business executives, and small business owners. And at the end of each interview, I always ask them the same question. What advice do you have for the next generation of community leaders and entrepreneurs? And what I've come to realize is that their answers always fell into these three categories. Start early, build a network, have a team. Firstly, start early. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. Secondly, build a network. The people you meet often become the reason you grow. Additionally, it is who knows you, not who you know, that'll get you far. Take advantage of your connections and make yourself known. And lastly, have a team. Although you may think that you don't need the help and support from others to achieve whatever it is you're trying to achieve, success is often a community effort. And creating that balance among your team members is key to success in any endeavor you take on. By conducting these interviews and gaining the wisdom from those I spoke with, I realized that initiative isn't just powerful, it's essential. It's the quiet force behind every opportunity, every connection, and every breakthrough moment. What I learned is that if you don't take the first step towards being findable, you're invisible. And if you move, even just a little, suddenly you become findable. Initiative is more powerful than talent, and the result leads to valuable connections. It is what starts the chain reaction of success. Remember my DECA story? I had no idea it would change my path the way that it has. If I had waited for that perfect opportunity to just show up, that never would have happened. What I've come to realize is that most of the time, opportunity isn't lost. It's simply missed because we never began moving towards it. Now, what if you're not 16, trying to join some organization or trying to gain a leadership position? What will you do to become findable? What will be your first steps? Now, usually in my phone case, I have the following three things. I have my learner's permit, the mayor of Morrisville's business card, and a Starbucks business card that I found at one of their rally locations. Each of these things represents something of its own. Now, although my permit is important and I truly do hope to get that license one day, it's insignificant for now. However, the other two things, the mayor of Morrisville's business card and the Starbucks business card, represent community and ambition. Taking after what I was told from the interviews, I keep these things with me as a reminder of my goals, my aspirations, and the community that I have around myself that is always there for me in time of need. One of my goals is to one day become a Starbucks executive. But in order to reach out to them, I first had to figure out how to make that connection so that they could find me too. It's a big goal, but it keeps me learning, meeting new people, and taking risks. Because each action, no matter how small, brings me closer to that goal. At the start, I told you I was discovered, but I had to become findable first. You can be discovered too, because opportunity isn't luck, it's alignment. It's when your preparations and your research meet someone who has been looking for exactly what you bring. Remember the 3 golden rules? Start early, build a network, and have a team. These 3 things have helped me achieve all that I have and have pushed me to do all that I do. So the next time you hesitate, thinking you're not ready or that you're too young, too old, or too inexperienced, remember, you can't be discovered if you're not visible in the first place. It is your turn to be discovered. Thank you.